Good morning. Cheers. It is 9 a.m. in the morning here on the 8th of November, Tuesday morning. And yeah, I thought this will be a good one. I don't know if it's going to be entertaining for you guys or not, but I've never talked about it on the channel. And I did that whole series of videos like drum teacher rants. I don't know if you guys caught those ones. I find them quite I find them quite therapeutic. So hopefully you guys dig it as well. Oh, sorry, what's that? What's that? Oh, it's just the YouTube play button. It's no big deal, huh? Well, you get them when you get 100,000 subscribers. So, what's that? Nah, it's no big deal. Anyway, we'll get on with the video for those who didn't just turn it off. I do have my temptation, so hopefully I'm going to make this Miss Moneypenny guest appearance. Hello. She knows that sound. And if we're lucky, we can put them up here. And she might pop up here and get a little treat. Come on, Moneypenny. Come on, Miss Moneypenny. You know you want them. I will get into the story. I do already have some lovely comments rolling in. Hi there from Turkey. Hello. But I will get into the story because it's potentially a long one. That, you know what? She never says that. She's never said that. But anyway, I'll get into the story. So, 2015. We're going back to 2015. I had just gotten back from a cruise gig up here, Moneypenny, in the Caribbean. I was playing in a show band on a cruise ship, the Carnival Magic. And I came back here, and I mean, my whole life, for as long as I can remember, I've been teaching drums and playing drums. And I'd get off the cruise ship. There you go. Why don't you stay here? And, back to normal. Back to playing locally. Back into my teaching base and everything. And basically, I wake up one day with an incredibly sore neck. And I've never really had any significant health problems, never been to even hospital. I think I went to hospital to get my wisdom teeth out, and that was about it. But yeah, just nothing, right? So this was all completely new to me. Sore neck, and I sort of try and stretch it out, and have a really good stretch. Still there, and this went on for a few days, and then I've never had anything like that that's lasted more than a few days. And I just assumed it was from the way I had slept or whatever. Then I knew something was not right because it just wouldn't go away. In fact, it was probably getting worse. So I went and saw a physio, and the physio did a few bits and pieces, didn't really know what was going on. Just do this stretch, and a massage, and just do this stretch. Okay. Few days later, I start getting a tingling sensation in my right arm. Tingling sensation. That's weird. Is this related to my neck? Like, what's going on here? Go back to the physio, tell the physio, tech troubles? Having tech troubles. Can everyone see and hear me all right? Otherwise, this will be a very boring story. I'm condensing quite a traumatic period of my life here into a short sentences, but multiple visits back and forth, and I'm not going to be taking pot shots at anybody in the medical or the health community here. I'm just giving you the facts of what happened to me. There might be physios or osteos or chiropractors watching this who are amazing at their job. I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about my experience. All these multiple check-ins with the physio, which, you know, it's starting to build up. It's expensive and it's frustrating because it's not going anywhere, right? Eventually the physio sends me off for x-rays, and that was pretty, you know, not conclusive. It didn't really show much. And then I went to I went and saw my GP, who I didn't have a good relationship with, solely because I wasn't going to the GP very often, right? So I just didn't have, I just went along to where I was registered, and I just got given whoever they gave me. Another big lesson. Find good people. And she said, you've done such and such. It's a disc. It sounds like a disc issue, and this and that. And basically, she gave me a form that meant I could not work. We have a thing here called ACC, accident something compensation, something. Never used it in my life up until that point. But basically, you get paid a percentage of your wage when you can't work. And by this point, I'd gotten to the point where I couldn't really work properly. I was in quite a bit of pain, and I couldn't play. I was still teaching, could not play, could not gig, which was shocking to me. This goes on and on. A few months down the track, I try osteos, various osteos. They do different things. The osteos were really expensive. And they're, you know, manipulating your head and pulling your head out and trying to do this and that. Went to a local chiropractor. Think about this. Bear this in mind for where the story goes. Chiropractor did like a quick look over me and said, there's no problem up in your neck. Your upper neck's actually fine. All the problem is coming from your lower back. And we need to do 10 sessions to sort it out, and then you'll be sweet. Oh, okay. This goes on and on. You know, bouncing around. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know where to go. In the end, luckily, I got onto a different physio after trying all these different people. And I mean, by this point, I'm pretty panicked. I'm not playing, and I'm living with this pain, numbness in my arm, just numb. And pins and needles can't do anything. And I go to this physio, and she goes, you need to see a specialist, like, now. It's like, oh, why didn't any of those other people say this? So she wrote a note. I had to get it through my doctor. You have to get referred from the doctor for the specialist. The specialists, this was all new to me, dealing with specialists. So turns out there's waiting lists to see specialists, right? And the waiting lists are long. And go to my local GP, and my local GP was, let's just say, unhelpful. This is just unbelievable to me. So I had to constantly check in with my GP in order to get the pain prescriptions, and then to constantly get notes to why I'm off work, right? So, of course, I go into this that GP to see the GP the first time. The GP goes, Andrew Rooney. Okay, go in. We do our thing. She gives me this big, massive pain medicine prescription, tablet, this and that. I have to see her every 2 weeks to get the note and to be up to date on my pain medication. Come back in 2 weeks later. Same lady. Andrew Rooney. And I'm thinking, oh, okay. So you clearly haven't looked at your notes and you don't remember me. This is a bit weird, but go on in. Gives me the whole prescription again. So I'm supposed to be getting stuff for like 2 weeks worth of like pain medication. She's given me like 2 months. Bags of the stuff. Turn up 2 weeks after that. Andrew, about the 4th time I visited her, 4th time in like only 2 months, I said, do you really not remember me? And she's like, right, what can we do for you today? I was in here 2 weeks ago. I've been in here like 4 times in the last 2 months. You don't remember all this? No, what how can we help you today? Anyway, I've honestly got no idea if this story is even slightly interesting, but I'll carry on. Then I do get a meeting with the specialist. Highly recommended neck specialist. So I go and see him. He goes, oh yeah. He a minute, 2 minutes, moves my head around. Oh yeah. So you've got a C6, C7, what was the technical term for it? Hernia, slip disc, however people call it in whatever country. Disc disintegration basically between C6 and C7 bones in my spine. I was like, whoa, he just got that from like 1 minute and he hasn't even like seen anything. And he goes, so well, and then I'll have to send you off for an MRI. So this meeting was like 4 minutes. Like this is what it's like with specialists here. I don't know about in the States or other places. Cheers. I was like, whoa, this is different to what I've been doing. You know, osteo was working with me for hours and massage, and you need to do this and you need to stretch this. And I said, well, I've already been going down a route of various treatments for about 7 or 8 months. What should I do? I've been doing all this stuff for 7 or 8 months, like exercises daily, trying to do all this. And he's like, well, he said, well, you can do it if you want. It's a waste of time, but you can, up to you. It's not going to hurt, but it's just doesn't do anything. Oh, so I was like, whoa. Long story short, I go off, I do my MRI. I come back to see the specialist after the MRI. And he said, yeah, you know, as I told you, the MRI proves it. It's a C6, C7 nerve. So, I mean, and he said, I do these surgeries, you know, multiple times a week. It's probably an hour surgery, I think he said. And you'll wake up and you won't have that pain anymore. And I said, are you telling me I can do this surgery in 1 day and this pain that I've been living with for 7 or 8 months will be gone? He's like, well, yeah, that's how it'll go straight away because it's going to release. Your bones are together. There's nothing in between them. Separate them with a spacer and it releases the pressure and all the nerves are free and you won't feel any pain. That sounds amazing. You know, sign me up. So I went back to my GP, the one who's just given out drugs like a lolly scramble. She said, don't listen to the surgeon. You can, she said, okay, here it comes. She said, don't listen to the surgeon. Surgeons are butchers. Surgeons are butchers. That word for word what she said. When she said that, I knew straight away. I said, I got to get a new GP. She said, you need to work this out. This is a couple of years of exercise and blah blah blah. And I said, but hold on, what am I supposed to do in the meantime? I'm a professional drummer. I've stopped playing drums for however many months because of all these wacky treatments, and I can't teach and play drums. That's all I do. And she said, drums? You can't drum anymore. You will never drum again. Again, another great quote. Surgeons are butchers. You will never drum again. And I said, but that's my job. That's what I do. It's my passion. It's my job. That's all I know how to do, is play the drums and teach drums. She said, forget it. You've got a family to think about. You've got the rest of your life to think about. There's no more drums. You cannot ever play drums. So I go back to the surgeon, somehow get another, I think it was just a phone call, and I said, look, just before I book in for the surgery, I just want to check, I'm getting really conflicting advice here. And this conversation has stuck with me for the rest of my life. I said, I'm getting all this conflicting advice. I'm really confused. I'm in agony. I'm not playing. I can't play the drums. I don't know what to do. My GP's telling me to not do it. You're telling me to do it. Osteos and physios and chiropractors are massaging my neck and giving me stretching exercises. What the hell do I do? The specialist, he said, right, the chiropractor, the various physios you've been to, the various osteos you've been to, the GP you've been to, are they back specialists? I said, no, they're not. And he said, right, I am. Another question for you. Have all of those people, have they seen your MRI scan? Well, no, because you did it, and that was well after all of the other processes. He said, right. So your GP is telling you to not do something, a specialist is telling you, and they have not seen the MRI. Yeah, I suppose, when you put it like that. He said, listen, listen to me. I do these, almost on the daily. It's not a big operation. Different when it's lower down in your back. When we're doing stuff like this, lower down in your back, there's more weight pushing down on those lower vertebrae, right? Higher up, he was like, it's, it happens. I wouldn't be so gung-ho necessarily at your age if it was lower back, but where it is. And he said, look, do you want to play drums again? Well, yeah. Let's do it. And he literally locked me in. I think it was honestly the following week. And here I was freaking out, to be honest, because I hadn't, done a surgery, like a serious surgery like that. To his credit, I woke up the next day with no pain. I mean, I was in a little bit of pain from the surgery, mainly from my throat. So here's a nice gory bit of information for you guys. To get to that vertebrae, it's easier to go through the front. How gross is that? Because it's softer. It's a lot to get through back here, right? So they actually get to that through the front and separate all the... I don't know. I don't know why they give you this information. But anyway, I thought that was kind of creepy. Absolutely fine. And I've literally played the drums for 7 years post that without any complaints. Now, I'm going to have a look at the comments here. Yeah, I really don't want to be bagging, I don't know. I might have subscribers, viewers who are GPs, who are really good GPs, who are chiropractors, who are, good physios and osteos. I'm not taking a dig. I'm really not. I'm just telling you what happened in my case. And I don't know. It changed everything for me. It actually changed how I view the entire world. It made me wonder so many things. It made me wonder who out there actually knows what they're talking about. Plumbing. What is the variance in the skill level of a plumber? Right? What is the variance in skill level of a mechanic? Of a drum teacher? Of medical people? How biased are they? How much are they confirmation biasing all their decisions and then passing that on? It really made me think. I don't know. I hope that story is, I hope it's interesting for you guys. I mean, I lived it, so it was massive for me. It was a total game changer. You've really got to be careful who you listen to. Who you take advice from. And if you find someone good, I'll keep using the drum teacher analogy. If you find someone good who you get along with, you can openly discuss how I'm having real issues with this. Or, last week you told me something I didn't really understand it. Can you explain it again? You need good people. It's like, if you do get a good plumber, save that name, and pay them properly for the work because they deserve it. If they're good at their job, they deserve it, right? I mean, I think about the specialist and the rate that these specialists demand. I mean, God knows how much an hour. Hundreds, if not thousands, I suppose, an hour. And when you look at it, they're worth it, right? They've got the experience behind them. They know what they're doing. And without getting all weird on it and over exaggerating, the dude saved my life. I could have gone off and followed this absolute nut job GP who I probably could have got fired with the way she was dishing out these drugs. I could have got her fired, sorry. Absolutely mad. Absolutely mad. Morena, Hayden Wharewaka. I don't know. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. It made me question everything. Certainly made me question everything medically and that kind of advice. To have a world-class specialist come in over the top of other people who are not helping and just say, it's this. Let's go. Let's sort it out. That confidence, oh man, that confidence and that conviction and delivering on the promise, man, I can't tell you, incredibly grateful, I'm going to have a look at what the comments are. Jason Sayers, hey buddy, I'm so glad you listened to The Specialist. I love your channel, by the way, Jason. Everybody needs to check out Jason Sayers Drums. Manos Leapicus, the Storm Rider. Hello, brother. My question, Ho is the best drummer for you right now? Who is the best drummer for me right now? That's a good way of phrasing it at the end, because right now, because obviously it can change, right? Jeff Becerra is the greatest drummer that ever lived. There's no one's going to question that. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Craig Blundell. My homie Craig Blundell, Steve Hackett, and who else has he played for? Steven Wilson. I went and saw him live. And yeah, I've often thought, who's the best drummer I've seen live? And I think it probably is Craig Blundell now. And Hayden Wharewaka is up there as well, who's chipping in on the comments. Local drummer. One of my local heroes, Hayden. Unbelievable. You talk about pocket, man. Talk about pocket. Some great local players here, I tell you. Jeff Winko Weeks. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Look at the source. It's all about the dollars, bro. Yeah. Again, I don't want to get into bagging different professions or discrediting different professions, but what I look at what that bloody chiropractor said. There's no problem in your neck. The problem is down in your lower back. We need to do 10 sessions on your lower back at $100 a session. Right. So without an MRI, without a X-ray, you're happy for me to pay $1,000 for something that I found out afterwards is completely wrong. Okay. So, I mean, that's not right. That is, yeah, what can you say, eh? Incredible. I don't even think, it's a case of these people consciously trying to rob you of your money and give you the wrong advice. Well, some of them it probably is, the bad ones. But I think, how can I put this? I think to someone with a hammer, everything looks like a nail. If you've trained as a chiropractor, you're going to answer the body question with chiropractor techniques. If you're trained as a physio, you're going to treat it as a physio, of course, right? If you're a physio, you're not going to treat it as a surgeon because you're not a surgeon. If you're a surgeon, you look at it this way and your instinct is probably, let's operate. I would assume. Maybe not. Maybe sometimes they go, no, we can work on this and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. But it's this bias. It's this mental bias and thinking you're right. And then the other part, I guess, of people who are just out there to make a buck off you. But, yeah. Hayden, mate, what do you think of the DWE drums? I haven't looked at them yet, man. I think I saw a picture of it. I don't know. I'm assuming they're pretty expensive, though, eh? Hayden, I don't know if you can. I don't know if you've got videos on your channel, Hayden. But man, if people want to see some, like one of my local heroes, check out Hayden Wharewaka's channel. Jeff, again, I had a bad experience with a surgeon. I had 2 surgeries to fix one rotator tear. First doctor would not redo the surgery. Ouch. Oh, Brian, you're breaking my heart, man. I had 2 spine fusion surgeries, so I totally understand where you're coming from. It took 4 doctors and 6 years to figure it out. Oh my God. Painful, man. But, Brian, did you have an MRI done at that point? I'm pissed off that it took that long to get to the MRI stage. Like, surely I could have had this pain. Okay, I can't play anymore. Now, knowing what I know now, I would probably bite the bullet and just pay for the specialist. Specialist. Think of that word, specialist. Someone who knows what the they're beeping about. Someone who knows what they're talking about. Stop getting me so angry, Springy Anita. That's what she said up in here. Brian, yes, Dr. 3 did the MRI, the 4th operated. There you go. So I look at that stuff like you either know or you don't. Have you seen the MRI? Have you seen what's going on in here, or are you guessing? Big difference. Big difference. Tigger, I've never broken a bone, had a serious injury, so it's kind of a phobia of mine. I totally understand that. I think I have good ergonomics and technique behind the kit though, something I can focus on. Yeah, it's well worth. It's not to be ignored. You know, that body, I guess body health, and you know how you're playing. Are you relaxed? You can normally only see these things in a video. You know, are you actually relaxed when you're playing, or is it? Because I mean, if you're playing like that for 3 hours or whatever, and obviously you're going to run into issues, right? Yeah, hopefully, I really do hope my story wasn't too self-indulgent, and I actually share it like in the hope that it might maybe help someone out there if you do run into something. All I can say is if it's something serious enough where you can't play an instrument, or I don't know, can't drive or something, even if it's a more expensive route, I'd probably just go to a specialist. My father, he had an issue with his eye, and I think he had seen like GP and everything, and oh, try this cream. Oh, that didn't work. Try another cream, or use this patch, and you know, your eye just needs to rest. On and on and on. Ends up going to a specialist. Specialist is like, you're probably about 2 weeks away from permanently losing the sight in that eye. We need to do a laser treatment on it, like now. Eye's totally fine, sorted. Again, that's not. I guess I am digging on GPs and stuff here, you know, but just get it sorted, man. Like in that case, it is not worth losing the sight in an eye for the case of probably a couple of $100. Yeah, it's just it's very sad, eh? Just checking in on some of the comments here. We're talking about ergonomics. It's an interesting topic. It would be good to have someone on, like an expert in, I don't know, Alexander technique or something, who can really talk about ergonomics. For me, it's just about, you know, if I'm sitting in a normal sitting position, my pedals should be in just a comfortable, normal, you know, foot distance and position. And am I relaxed? You know, I'm sort of, I do a lot of those kind of, I guess, molar hand things, and I do a lot of pad workouts and stuff. So I mean, hopefully I look pretty relaxed in my videos, and yeah, it's important, eh? But yeah, I cannot explain to you the fear when you can't play. As someone who's just played forever, not to mention playing for a job, playing, I guess, to support a family, to all of a sudden just not be able to play. And then to have a GP tell you, hey, you can't play. Like, forget it. Man, well, I guess that's the other takeaway, is don't listen to those people, right? I'm very, very skeptical of anyone who says you can't do this, you can't do that, forget about this, forget about that. Straight away, I'm very, very skeptical of that. I mean, I was before, and now, yeah. I guess it might be cheesy. I might be verging on, you know, YouTube guru guy here, but you're probably just better off finding someone who's going to say, well, hey, let's figure out a way of doing that. Let's figure out a way of, you know, getting better and sorting this out. To just come in and say, nah, it's done, it's over, like, forget it. It's completely irresponsible and just completely stupid. We're on to Tom Angles. This is getting serious. Albert Joshua Vega. I feel like they're always preparing you for the worst. Yeah, man. I felt like, you know, I don't even want to think about it, but let's say I didn't know any better and I didn't have the resources to go to a specialist for or whatever, and I just had to listen to my GP. And I'm a person who just assumed that my GP knows what she's talking about, and she's got my best interest at heart. Oh, I can't play drums again? What? Okay. And then who knows? Who knows? Go into a deep depression, perhaps. I mean, you end up in a job. I'm not skilled for other jobs. What am I going to do? You know, I might end up doing something I don't want to do, really unhappy. Family life suffers. Who knows? Who knows? When I said before that that surgeon saved my life, I mean that literally saved my life. Who knows where my life could have gone if I follow this cowgirl, GP. Like, it's disgusting. It's disgusting, some of this advice out there from people who shouldn't be given it. I look at myself as a drum teacher. It's like, and I've mentioned this multiple times on the channel, you come to me and you say, oh, I really want to learn some George Callias. I'm not the guy to teach you George Callias. I don't even have a double kick pedal. You know, go and see my buddy Mark Rees or Jamie St. Marat. Here's their number. Go hit them up. They're brilliant. They'll sort you out. Right? That's what this GP should have done. Oh, you've got a neck issue? It's in there. Man, I'm not a neck specialist. Go and see such and such. How difficult is it? How difficult is it? Jeff, glad you didn't quit, bro. I got your coffee mug. Cheers, man. And watch you all the time. Take it easy, man. Brian, it's all ego. Yeah. Yeah, it probably is. And stupidity. I think you mix a couple of these things together and you've got a literally a fatal cocktail. Fatal. It made me wonder about everything, as I say. How many people out there are running around with the wrong diagnosis? How many people out there are just running around addicted to pain medication or whatever medication that they don't even need to be on if they sorted the problem, right? So with my spine thing here, you know, when I went back to the surgeon, I said, oh, look, my GP said that, you know, if I gave it a couple of years, you know, it might come right. Surgeon just looks at me like, the disc is gone. The disc in your neck is gone. I've seen the MRI. Each part of your spine has a disc in between it. That one's gone. He said, I've never seen one grow back, so maybe your GP knows better, but I've never seen a disc just grow back like that. So, no. She's wrong. She's like literally wrong. Doesn't happen. Doesn't work like that. Like, is your body somehow going to put some kind of spacer in between your bones? Like, what? Tigger. I keep calling you Tigger. I don't know how you read your name. Man, don't even get me started. I live in one of the nicest states in USA, but we still have an opioid epidemic. There you go. I don't want to get into social commentary. It's not my place. And, you know, probably get myself in trouble. And I don't know. But, you know, we have seen all this disturbing footage out of, like, the States. It's normally coming out of the States of, you know, cities overrun with, you know, homeless. And what percentage of these poor people walking around, living in tents on the street, have got perhaps nothing other than either a mental issue or just simply a drug dependency? And where did that drug dependency come from? Like, where did that initially, you know, stem from? It's incredibly sad. Here we go. Brian, I'm technically addicted to pain meds, not because I misuse them, but because I've been on them long enough for my body to become addicted. It's a slippery slope. It sure is, man. I appreciate your honesty there, by the way. Yeah, it's very unfortunate, eh? Life's bloody hard, I guess, you know. You really are well served to, I guess, keep a try and keep a clean slate, try and stay healthy, enjoy your life, I guess, while you can, and find good people, right? Find good people, and I don't even think about this anymore, but paying people more, paying more for good things, right? That's something that's yeah, I guess that makes a lot more sense to me than it used to be. You know, that's not to critique people who are solely price driven. It's like the old thing, you know, you go into the supermarket and there's two types of peanut butter, and one is the one that you really like and love, but the other one's 30 cents cheaper, and so I'll get that one instead. I don't know. Life's short. Get the good peanut butter. I don't know why I'm talking about peanut butter. I'm a bit hungry now. But I feel like everything's a bit like that. Do you pay, you know, $100 less for a medical professional, and the advice is wrong? Like what is that $100 difference sort of costing you, right? You get what you pay for, 100%, 100%. If I bring this back to drums, so I mean, I'm going to be pretty honest here. I charge quite high for my drum lessons, one on one, because to be completely honest, I feel like I'm worth it. I've done jazz degree. I've played everywhere. I've played in all different kinds of bands, and I've been teaching for a long time, and I feel I'm pretty good at it. So, yeah, I'm going to charge more. I feel like I should be charging more than like an 18-year-old drum teacher who hasn't done any gigs and, you know, doesn't have all the access to songs that I've got and all the different teaching materials. And, you know, it's not a dig on someone else. It's just, yeah, I feel like I've got that experience, right? And then every now and then you will get, actually not that often, people will normally have a look at my website and stuff to have a look at what I'm all about. But every now and then you'll hear someone say, "What? You charge how much?" But little Jimmy was getting drum lessons at school last year for one term was the price of one lesson with you. Because that kind of stuff can get funded in New Zealand schools. Coming back to you get what you pay for. So let's unpack this a little bit. So let's say you were paying $100 or $50 for a term of drum lessons at school, and let's say my drum lesson is $50 just for one lesson. Okay. So let's have a look at your school term drum lesson, right? So counting all the lessons that he's going to miss because of this and that, got things he can't get out of at school, he might do, let's say he does 7 drum lessons in the term, yeah? How long are the lessons? Oh, they're 20 minutes, right. Yeah, well, mine's 30 minutes, just to put it into perspective. Okay. How many people are in these drum lessons? Oh, there's 3 other kids. Right. Group drum lessons? Yeah. Well, I know from experience that doesn't work to start with. You don't learn drums in a group. How are you going to learn drums in a group lesson, right? Can work sometimes, but typically not really. Right, how are these lessons structured? And it's always in either one of 2 ways. We all just put headphones on and we just play. Right. How does the teacher hear what you're playing? Oh, they can't because we're playing electronic kits and we've got headphones on. So the teacher can't hear you. Nah. Oh, okay. Right. So your teacher can't hear you. That's an interesting teaching technique. And then the other one is, we take turns. Because there's only one drum kit, but it's a group lesson, so we take turns. Right. So these 7 or 8 drum lessons you're doing in a term that are 20 minutes, you're taking turns, so you're probably on that kit for, by the time you've gone around, 3 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes per lesson. Yeah, that's about right. Right. So my my drum lessons are expensive. When we work this out on like a minute of drumming basis, you're getting less time on the kit in these group lessons than you are at one lesson with me. This is the kind of like stupid information that is out there, and like just purely looking at price. Doesn't work like that. I had a student, this is not to, I have to constantly do this disclaimer. This is not to big up myself, this is just a fact. I had an adult student come to me, started this term, right? And had been doing a whole bunch of lessons somewhere else. I'm not going to bag the other teacher. Whole bunch of lessons somewhere else with actually a young teacher. This person's an adult getting the lessons. And man, he was on his last, like he's like, I don't even know if I've got it. Like, I didn't really get along with the previous teacher. All we did was like molar. He was just kept teaching me how to hit the drums. I was like, but like, you're a beginner, right? You've never played the drums before. No. So hold on, how many lessons were you doing with him where he was just on a pad, like making you just hit a drum? All of them. I was like, whoa. So, well, can you show me what songs you've done with him? You've done 10 lessons. Can you show me what songs you've done with him? Didn't do any songs. And I said to him, but you want to do songs, right? Well, yeah, I'd love to do some songs. I said, well, we're going to be doing like heaps of songs. Like, you started, this week. By the end of this term, by Christmas this year, you'll be playing like 20 songs. I'll make you create a Spotify playlist. I want you to be adding the songs into it. Like, by the end of, we've got I think 8 or 9 weeks of the term left, you'll have literally 20 songs you can play along with. Now, what is more valuable to someone who's coming for drum lessons, who's absolutely miserable, wants to quit, and did quit and change drum teachers, doing this? Or have some fun and play some songs. Then, after that, when the student realizes, I don't have the technique, I can't play whatever song, it's too fast. There we are. We've already played 20, 30 songs. Now you've realized, I need some technique to go up to this next level and play these more difficult songs. There it is. Motivated. Yeah, it's madness to me what goes on. I hear this feedback constantly. It's absolutely constant. My teacher, the other one with schools, not even playing on a drum kit. Everybody gets a practice pad. I'm yet to meet an 8-year-old kid who's desperate to do practice pad sessions. They want to hit the drums and make some noise. They don't want to hit a piece of rubber. That's what she said. Yeah, getting all fired up. This is probably the most fired up I've been on any live video, I think. I honestly can tell you, not necessarily me as the teacher, one session with a good teacher, one session can be better than years with a crappy teacher. And I'm not even exaggerating. Old Hayden Wharewaka, I don't know if he's still in this chat. You know, up at Drum City, before I started teaching there, I got lessons with a guy called Alex Simeti. Good buddies with Hayden. And actually might be Hayden's cousin, I'm not sure. And that one lesson with Alex Simeti was better than like anything I've ever done. And I've done, you know, lessons with all kinds of drum teachers and for extended periods. I learnt more in one lesson than anything else. He listened. He listened to me talk. He listened to me play. He listened to like what I was asking about and asking for. And he gave me the right stuff. Just like the specialist actually looked. Didn't guess. Didn't give me what they already have or what they pre-planned in their head of what this was going to be, what they need to give out. No. Actually, what's going on in the moment, what is needed and wanted by this person in the moment, and deal with it. It's incredible. And that is experience. That is experience, and that is what you're paying for. What is that beautiful, someone will come in with it, there's a beautiful like quote about a boat. It's like the boat that's not running, and then, you know, looking at the problem, and then the builder comes in with a spanner and goes on one part of the boat, and the boat's working. Someone's going to come in with a better version of this, I'm sure. And the person says, well, you know, that'll be $50,000. What? $50,000? You just turn like one thing. Moral of the story is they had the experience to know what to do. So yeah, I think that's my point for today. And hopefully someone knows that tale, because it's a damn good one and I probably didn't do it justice. I'm going to have to run because I need to go and do my practice pad stuff for the morning, because I can play the drums. If that GP is watching, she won't be because she's thick as pig. Beep. And playing the drums, have been playing the drums pain-free ever since. So you were wrong, lady. Like, really wrong. Sorry to rub it in, but damn. I don't know. Go do something else. Go. Yeah, you should not be a GP, I don't think. Anyway, going all dark there. But guys, thank you so much for hanging around on my ramblings. Yeah, it's an important one to know about, and I'm going to go back if people are chipping in here with requests. So yeah, I strongly suggest putting those in the comment section of the video as well. It's a bit easier for me to keep track of. But yeah, guys, hey, have a good day. Get good help. Stay healthy. Get good advice. Check who you're getting advice from. And yeah, be good out there. Take care. Ciao.